So in this video, I wanted to do a quick review of this pencil sharpener. It is called the Dahle 166, and it's a premium pencil sharpener from Dahle, which is a German company. It sells for about $35. You could find it on Amazon, eBay, all sorts of general online retailers. And I've been using this one for maybe 6 months now, and I wanted to deliver some thoughts about it. Has some delightful old school packaging. You see Dahle, it's a company name, 166. 8 through 12 millimeter pencils. It is adjustable, so it can go from a fine tip to a blunt tip. Comes with a desk clamp and a 2-year warranty. We'll get into the usage in a minute, but that's how you adjust the sharpness, and then it has an interesting mechanism for holding on to the pencil. Unit itself has a very cool design, has a sort of old school plastic finish here. Looks a little bit like a kind of a student notebook. It says Dahle 166 here, and has a pull-out tray. The tray doesn't lock in place, so you have to be careful with it. It has a little kind of bump out here that holds it in, so it's in there securely, but it does not lock. Kind of a sort of a beige, like an old computer, your 486 type beige. Outside, I think it's sold in some other colors though. And then this is the mechanism for opening the front. Push the button down, that sort of aperture opens, and this is a spring loaded. That's for pulling the pencil in, so it could be used, with 2 hands without needing a third hand, I guess. Here's the knob. It's like really strangely oversized. Looks like, again, very old school. This spins here, and this little dial is how you go from all the way to the left will be the sharpest point, all the way to the right will be the bluntest point. I have it all the way to the bluntest right now. Nothing there. On the bottom, we see a little poorly installed desk pad. This is just so that if it doesn't slide around on the desk. Okay, got some shavings in there already, so it does in fact work. I have in fact been using it, and we'll give it a go. Kind of standard Mongol 482 pencil from EF. It's a pretty old one, but to use this, you have to push the button down, push this out, so it's a little bit of dexterity is required. Put this in here, let the button go, and now it is ready for two-handed use. Secure this down. Normally I would have this clamped onto the side of a desk, but we'll do it like this for the purposes of this video. All done. It doesn't keep sharpening, or barely keep sharpening. If you were to keep turning, now you would push the button down, open, let that go, and that is the most blunt it could go. Again, that's not really useful for a new pencil. That'd be more for how you would do like a colored pencil, or you'd use it later in the life of the pencil since it's not fully done. It does mark the pencil a bit, so if you're particular about that, you have to keep in mind it's going to mar the pencil a bit. And there's the teeth marks right there. So that's kind of disappointing. It's nice when they have those little teeth. They hold the pencil well, but it's really nice when it's rubberized and it's kind of holding the pencil without biting into it. Let's move over to a sort of middle sharpness. We'll do all the way over. And this little piece sticks out as you could indicate that it's sharper. So let's go into that middle point. Do like 4 turns. See where we're at. And now we'll go to the sharpest point, turning it all the way counterclockwise. It's a little bit hard to hold this. It kind of hurts your hand a little bit. It's doable, but it's definitely not that pleasant. Nice point. Not crazy. and it's a straight edge. It's not sort of curved. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of a concave shape there if you're going with a very long pencil tip, but pretty nice sharpening and really clean cuts. That's what I like to see. The inside blades seem to be very sharp here. On that note, you can remove this whole mechanism here, but you have to remove this screw here. So it's actually a little bit of a pain, and there's no way to do it. Usually you could do it just by turning this. It's not possible. You have to kind of pull that screw out. So move on to the next pencil. This is a pen plus gear. It's a really nice, surprisingly high quality set of pencils you could buy, and they're sold at like Walmart stores and on Amazon, things like that. So if you find these pen plus gear number 2 HB, they're going to be much better than you expect. Push the button down, push it out, lock it in. Like 10, 12 sharpens to get it all the way down. Nice point. And you could see where it kind of bit into the pencil, have some little marks there, there, there. So not great, but not a disaster. And nice writing tip. Try it again. We have a Nataraj Stripes. Pretty good pencil as well. And again, this is at the sharpest setting. Let's go towards the middle again, see how that goes. Very reasonable. No complaints there. Now we have a colored pencil. This is maybe a Tombow. Oh no, sir. This is a Colleen, kind of a purple and red 2-color combination. Kind of blunt here, and we will move it more towards the blunt end, the way you would keep colored pencil. Definitely clean that up. Nice to see. See what else we got. This is a wide pencil, and we won't have to sharpen this one, but let's see if it accommodates this. This is more like, I don't know what that is, maybe 10 millimeters. Again, that's fully sharp with a different pencil sharpener, but no problems fitting that in here, so it can handle a wider pencil. And I think that pretty much covers it. As far as general thoughts go, I would say that I like the design here. I think it's very cool looking. I think this mechanism, this push, double push thing, whatever, it's awkward, but it works. Takes a little bit of getting used to. If you are going to use a pencil sharpener that you don't want to clamp down, this one does really well because it has a very sharp blade, requires very little force to turn, and the bottom is very stable on your desk. So if you want it to use it, I guess a desktop pencil sharpener without clamping it down, this is one of the best I've used. Sometimes they're too small or there's not enough friction at the bottom of the desk and it makes it very hard to use without a clamp. This one does not have any problems like that. For $35 for no metal hardware, I find this to be kind of disappointing. You got to buy it for the performance and the design. So it excels in those two areas. But I would just say that it is kind of overpriced. You have that Carl Engel 2000, I think it's called, which is just as good, perhaps better in some ways. It's, I would say, very cool looking in its own right. And it's cheaper, or at least it was cheaper last time I purchased one. So I would keep that in mind. That one's more serviceable than this as well. So on the whole, this is a very good pencil sharpener, and I like the design. It's very distinctive, and I enjoy using it. I think it works well. It's a bit on the pricey side for what it is, but I have been enjoying it. So thanks for watching.